Okay, so formally welcome you all in the next lecture. And first topic today we are considering, that is the transducers. As far as the module number 5 is concerned. So, a very interesting topic, that is the transducers. Now, what do you mean by the transducer? The first of all, be noted that there are many standardized terminologies might be there across the world what we are adopting. There is no such standard definitions is over there. You can have your own definitions. So, very in the simplest word, you can say what is a transducer? So it is a device which is which can measure or which can follow the transduction of the energy. Transduction means that is a device which is used to measure the conversion of one form of energy into the another form. A very generic definition. A device which can measure the uh, transduction of, that means the conversion of one form of energy into the another form is the transduction. Okay? Let us go for a little bookish or more standard definition, because you know that at the end of the day we wanted to convert each and every signal into the electrical or electronic form. That means electrical or electronic form means primarily either you wanted to get that signal in form of voltage or in form of current. So it doesn't matter whether you wanted to get the voltage or current. Okay, both are the electrical variables. So ultimately, you wanted to convert any physical form of energy which is available in nature. Be noted that all the form of energy which is available in nature is always in a physical form. Okay, it can be a pressure, it can be a temperature, it can be some chemical form of energy. Okay, or the mechanical form, that is the physical form. Mechanical and physical both are the same, or the chemical form. So by nature, genuinely, all the energies are primarily available, or the data or information is available either in chemical form or in the mechanical or physical form. And you need a device which can use, okay, which can provide a usable output. What do you mean by usable output? That is the output which can be truly available in the same way, whatever way is available. So if it is available in electrical form, I can directly store it or memorize it, save it, either I can directly process it using my laptop or my dedicated computer and reach to a decision, or if I have some automation platform or a control system, I can feed that particular data, and the rest of the analysis will be done by that control system, and according the plant will take decisions. Okay, so if you go to in industries, in a plant, you will see thousands of or lakhs of sensors is being used to pursue this particular task. So, in other words, a standard as far as the Instrument Society of America is concerned, uh, we can say that it is a device which provides a usable output in response to a specific measurement. What do you mean by measurement? Um, um, a quantity or a variable which is under the measurement. Okay, who wanted to be measured. So that is called the measurement to a specific measurement. And normally output, that's why, is always available in the electrical form. Physical, as I said, the physical signal can be in any form, but normally you wanted that output in the electrical form. Yeah. So as I said, that a transducer is a device which converts one form of energy into another form for the purpose of measurement or control. So if it is a transducer, so in many times in your day-to-day life, you heard about the sensors. Now, what is the difference between sensor and transducer? So sensor is nothing but it is a special class of a transducer. Whenever you are going to fit some necessary electrodes, that means there you always required polarity, positive and negative polarity. Okay. Remember, these voltage and current are always you will get in the DC form, not AC. The output of the transducer or sensor is always a DC. Okay. So whenever you required some input output devices mechanism so that that data that you are getting from the sensors from the sensor or transducer can be stored or can be processed, okay, as per your need. So that's why to pursue these things you require some additional add-on devices, that is the electrodes, okay, and the input output mechanisms. Remember, electrode is very very important, very very important, okay. Okay, so even today, if you talk about electronic industries, the anode is still being imported across India. Okay, now under the head of Make in India condition, because of the current government's highly initiative, the Make in India policy, now the companies have come up in India and then they start manufacturing the electrodes, particularly the anode, the negative one, in India as well. It's very important. Remember. Okay, so that's why the sensors is sometimes is also called the input transducers. Okay, so from the industry, so for there is a physical data. That physical data is converted into the electrical form and is being fed to the control system or to the automation platform. That is called the sensor. So sensor is nothing but it is a class of a transducer. Then you also might have heard about the actuator. What is actuator? That is called the output transducer, or sometimes it is also called the inverse transducers. Okay, so it is basically used to convert electrical signal which is coming up from a control system or from the automation platform to convert into the physical form, that may be in the pressure, temperature, displacement, acceleration, whatever you want. Okay, so the reverse thing, the acceleration is being converted to the electrical signal, or the displacement is converted to the electrical signal, temperature, pressure of flow is converted to electrical signal. That job is done by the sensor. That's why it is called input transducer. Okay, and on the other hand, the actuator, it is you can say it is a output transducer, right? So that is the job of the sensors and transducers. I forget to mention, because there is a time limit of this particular uh, Cisco WebEx platform. So I'm forced to shut down this lecture here itself, and the slight gap of a minute, I will restart it up. So purposely I'm stop recording here, and it will be continued